It's to make money. Thanks for watching. No. That's every decision. Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch announced and reversed a new rule change that allowed nudity on their platform. And while I'm disappointed in many areas, we won't discuss the implementation flaws. That's what commentary YouTubers are for. Let's instead answer why Twitch would do this. To understand, let's look at some streaming competitors first. YouTube's main marketing gimmick to advertisers and users is a family-friendly platform. Heck, you can't even swear safely here. Them adopting those rules officially would hurt their business strategy. How about Facebook? Well, they're not leaning into the market because your name is tied to the site. But what if I told you it's also because Facebook is a place for older people? What puts Twitch in place for this niche is that their consumers are mainly between the ages of 16 to 34, and they don't follow the same for children image niche as YouTube. This is important because it's in this age range where the highest loneliness damage was caused by the lockdowns, which we've seen in the market increase for parasocial relationships. Gather all this together, and the market niche this change was pushing towards was 18 plus parasocial relationships, but a tamer version of it. Parasocial relationships are good at draining people of their money. There are people who would spend more money on these types of sinful streams. Like it or not, Twitch is a business. I mean, it took a lot of heat for them to crack down on gambling streams. But it's a little more than that. Add up the benefits I talked about and weigh them against the downside. There's streamers on this platform who've been slowly pushing the boundaries towards 18 plus for years. Streamers who make Twitch money. And slowly, instead of putting their foot down, Twitch has given in. Hot tub streamers are a blight on this planet. It's because Twitch is scared of these streamers. No, their revenue, leaving or decreasing if they grow a spine against the boundary pushing. Well, if they let it slide, they get extra revenue with no downside. So time and time again, they're willing to clarify rules in favor of these streamers. That's what got Twitch to this point. This policy change is brought to you by Tumblr, who saw negative effects after stamping out adult content. And maybe the company is better off for it in the short run. Maybe. But, believe you me, they were taking a major risk with this decision. Firstly, advertisers don't like advertising adult content. Why? Behold, social economics. Turns out money doesn't always matter. It matters a lot how society views your business when it comes to demand. Advertising on any platform is a tacit approval of the content on that platform through giving them money to continue operations. Needless to say, allowing nudity on the site would have made a very difficult place to advertise on, and is probably what forced Twitch to revert the rule change suddenly. Secondly, on the topic of social economics, by having these types of streamers take over various genres, I heard art was somewhere not to go, the decision would have slowly eaten away at the cultural perception among consumers on the platform. If the change kept up and you were a normal art streamer or watcher, you might as well pack your bags. It was a huge risk that could have driven away many of their gaming streamers and viewers over time. This would have hurt Twitch a lot. Looking over the decision economically, there's gotta be something I'm missing. Or maybe they were. They thought they could be like other websites which have 18 plus material behind content warnings. Well, I guess we do have to talk about one aspect of implementation. This failed because of their ineptitude. They should have hid it away in its own subcategory and given kids a warning. The problem's solved, right? Not quite. This would surely decrease viewership and ad income. Advertisers would want out of those streams. And to anyone who dared to stream in the category, people would have to first look specifically in the adult category, and then find whatever subcategory they're looking for. More work, and there'd be less viewers. This version of Twitch's policy, the one people have said is how it should be, ends with creators bypassing the system, and at best, you've just created the same status quo from before the changes. It works on other sites because those other sites don't pay in ad revenue. Turns out giving an economic incentive to some of these creators who make a living off of streaming creates action that you might not expect. And YouTube tells us exactly how this plays out already. Age restriction is the heat death of your video because it's heavily disfavored in the algorithm and you get a lot less revenue, similar to how it's discussed before. This creates an incentive for some creators to never mark their video as age restricted. Well, also, let's say, limit test what YouTube will age restrict. It's not the biggest issue for YouTube, but since Twitch's issue is resolved, I need something to contribute to. YouTube, please consider putting a few brains together to fix age restriction on this site. There are videos that need it, and right now all you're doing is angering creators when you arbitrarily age restrict and kill videos. Your entire age restriction system is built to get creators to ignore the system. Please focus on that instead of demonetizing swearing. I've been the Archduck.